We're just doing a little sports talk today. I'm your host, as always, Jake. And we got a lot to talk about. We got some NBA playoffs, we got the NHL playoffs, we got some NFL to talk about, some baseball. So let's jump right in. We got the Miami Heat and Sixers last night. Heat won 119-103. Jimmy Butler, 22 points, 12 assists. Tyrese Maxey, 34 points in the loss. He go up 2-0 in that series. And the Suns beat the Mavericks 129-109. They really pulled away in the second half on that one. Chris Paul, 28 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Big fourth quarter from Devin Booker in that game. Luka did have 35 points, but Suns still end up running away with that. They are also up 2-0. No games on tonight. They skipped tonight, which I don't think makes any sense. That's really dumb. But Friday, NBA playoffs continue. Heat and Sixers game 3. And then you have Suns Mavericks game 3. I don't know why, when the two best series are clearly Celtics and Bucks and Grizzlies and Warriors, why, if they played Tuesday, they play all the way until Saturday? Why did they do that? You take Thursday off, and then Friday when we come back, the least rested teams and the two series that aren't as interesting as Grizzlies and Warriors and as Bucks and Celtics, those are the ones you put Friday. That makes no sense. That's it all. By the way, welcome in Pat Rush and welcome in Justin. How y'all doing? We're talking some NBA. It looks like he have a control the series against Philly, and Phoenix has controlled the series against Dallas. Why is there no basketball on tonight? And why is the next game's going to be Suns Mavericks? Justin's going to come on. I put you on speaker on accident, Justin, but you can stay on as long or short as you want. We're all talking sports with Jake. We're talking a little NBA playoffs right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What up?
What is up? If y'all can't hear right now, I'm currently trying to watch some Overwatch League. In the back starts today, New York Excel versus Los Angeles Gladiators. It's lagging like a motherfucker right now. They don't know what the hell they're doing.
Shoe Wi-Fi followed you home.
No. Shoot Wi-Fi followed the fucking Overwatch League broadcast home, dude. Literally. The fucking Los Angeles booth is just being screwed over by Shoe Wi-Fi right now. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know why basketball ain't on today. However, Overwatch League is on, so I can't complain. But I'm just gonna say Cinco de Mayo. So
yeah.
I guess some people are celebrating that. Yeah, I don't know why Mavericks Suns is playing. I don't see a necessity to even play that series anymore.
Yeah.
It's the same shit every fucking game. It's always Luka Doncic scores like 35, 40 points, and then they still lose by like 20 because Jalen Brunson drops like 5 in a game.
Yeah. Dallas doesn't have enough. Luka needs some more help over there.
Yeah. What I do want to talk about on here though is if word in here, Dylan Brooks got suspended for game 3 for the freaking Draymond Green thing, and that I don't agree with. I really don't. Because the thing is this. I mean, I'm just going to kind of call back to the Grayson Allen thing, to where, he literally wound up and smacked Alex Caruso's wrist, which ended up causing Alex Caruso to fracture his wrist. So therefore Grayson Allen caused the fracture. When we talk about, the Dylan Brooks thing, Dylan Brooks knocked Gary Payne on the side of the head. Gary Payne was gonna fall anyway. Like it's not because of Dylan Brooks that Gary Payton fell. I find it absolutely ridiculous. I think Steve Kerr got into Adam Silver's head after calling it a dirty play when he literally when he's literally had Draymond Green and Zaza Pachulia on the same team. It pisses me off with this stuff because like, what the hell are they doing? I didn't think it was worthy of a suspension, nor I even think it was worthy of a flagrant 2 in the first place.
Yeah, I'm a little torn as to whether it was a flagrant one or flagrant two. I'm also a little bit torn if he deserves a game or not. I'm not sure whose was worse, him or Draymond's. It looked like Draymond's kind of like hit him on the head and then pulled him down. Whether it was intentional or not really doesn't matter. So I would have probably given Draymond a game. I do think they both deserve flagrant twos. Draymond maybe a little more so, but I think they both deserve flagrant twos. I think if you suspend Brooks, I think Draymond should have gotten game three as well.
Yeah, but you know what? This is literally like the fucking Warriors fans culture, my guy. It's like it's like it's like Draymond Green kicks Steven Adams in the nuts like 9 times, and he finally gets a suspension, and it's bullshit. But Dylan Brooks, who didn't even cause the elbow injury in the first place, is like suspended for like 4 games. Really?
Yeah.
Come on. Seriously, on top of that, here's the thing: losing Gary Payton is a big deal though for that team. Like he was a good bench player for them. And I mean I still had Grizzlies in 7, but now I definitely have Grizzlies in 7. Yeah, you heard that right, Warriors fans. You heard that right. Come
Yeah,
at me.
that's probably the best series in the second round, in my opinion. Golden State and Memphis. A lot of people are picking Golden State. I think Memphis has got a good shot to win that series.
How about that the Heat Sixers game yesterday? That shit was painful. Oh my god. I'm watching this game. I'm watching freaking James Harden try to shoot wide open corner threes like he's PJ Tucker or some shit. You know it's bad when Dwayne Dedman's hitting pull up jumpers. I can't. I can't with that series, man. And I'm a Heat fan as well. I'm rooting for the Heat to win this thing. But like, I just cannot watch it because it's just so freaking bad. It's such a bad performance by the Sixers. I'm not a fan. Oh god. And then on top of that, immediately after every game, I have to go on Twitter, and people are like, "Oh, the Heat are frauds because they're beating a
Oh
team
God.
without Joel Embiid." So here's my proposal to all these Twitter people: let's say Joel Embiid comes back game 3 and 4, and they win in a sweep. You won 2 games with Joel Embiid there. How many more times are you going to say, "Oh, they're frauds because they lost because they won with Joel because they won down Joel Embiid"? You can't.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair. If you want to say they lose in the Eastern Conference Finals, that's one thing. But call them frauds. I don't think they've done anything to be to be shown as frauds.
Yeah. Did you see the whole thing that's also going on Twitter with John Morant? People are saying that he carries, and I mean like not like carries the team, which he kind of does. I mean that 47-point game was insane by him, but like carries the ball.
I did see that. What's that all about?
They're basically saying that he. Oh, here's what it is. Let me give my theory to you. It is a bunch of pissed off Warriors fans who are butthurt that the Splash Brothers got dropped off that game. That's what it is. They will look for every excuse in the world to never blame their team. When they shot like what 17% from 3 that game. Steph, Clay, Jordan, what are you guys doing? Really? Aren't you guys supposed to be this amazing splash trio? No, well, you're getting shit on by John Morant, and then and when it happens, instead of blaming their team for underperforming, it's Ja gets away with carries. What do you know? When KD does that shit all the time, even on
Yeah,
the Warriors, even on the frickin'
yeah.
Warriors.
I do not agree with the thing that John Morant is not getting traveling calls. I haven't seen him
He's
get
not
away
getting
with
traveling
traveling
calls. He's not
calls.
getting carry calls. Like dude, do you know how difficult it is to call a carry anyway?
Yeah.
Scoop. Okay. So here's the thing. Somebody said somebody showed a video of John Morant scooping in a layup and saying that's a carry. You know who does that shit all the time? Steph Curry.
Yeah.
He does like 70-foot teardrop floaters, and and nobody calls that a carry. But whenever the Warriors lose, the other team's cheating. The other team's not getting the calls. It's a travel, it's a carry. We're down Gary Payton. Gary Payton's not impactful enough to make you guys lose. He's just not. Like I say, he's a good bench player. He's not that good though. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, give me a freaking break, Warriors fans. They're pissing me off every day.
Yeah,
There's
Warriors fans, I apologize if there's any in here. I think it's just you and Pat Rush, and I know Pat's a Pistons fan, but if there are any Warriors fans in here, I apologize, but the majority of you are pretty obnoxious.
It's like, no, here's the thing. They deliberately like to piss me off. I'm telling you. They love to piss me off. You know. Every time they win, they go crazy. But every time they lose, freaking John Morant, hitting the gritty, and people are saying that he's an egotistical douchebag. When Steph Curry flexes like that in the daily, bro. Don't even
Yeah,
freaking start.
I don't agree with the not letting people flex. I think that should totally be allowed. I think it's funny
Oh no! Oh no!
personally.
Oh no! No! It's not even the refs that aren't letting people flex. It's butthurt Warriors fans that aren't letting the team that beat them flex. Man hits the gritty one time, immediately a piece of garbage.
Thank God, thank God they don't watch Justin Jefferson play. Otherwise, they would be jumping off a cliff.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The freaking basically the inventor of the gritty. Jefferson would get his ass kicked. All right. Well, that's all I have to say. I think I got all my Warriors slander out the way. Uh, Sorry, Warriors fans, but I'm too busy watching the New York Excelsior get shit on 2-0 right now in a best-of-5 series.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on, and I will see you later.
All right, Justin. I'll talk to you later. Thank you, Justin, for coming on. We're on Talking Sports with Jake. We're talking about some NBA playoffs. Justin's ranting about Warriors fans a bit. But going back to why the games aren't on tonight, that just makes no sense. Come on, NBA. You got to be better than that. You're making me wait a whole day to not watch these great NBA playoff games. Come on. But moving on, we're going to talk some NHL now. Let's go over the games from last night in the playoff. We had some game twos for the first round. Hurricanes beat the Bruins 5-2. They take a 2-0 series lead in that one. 2 goals each from Sebastian Aho and Nino Niederreiter. We had the Lightning beat the Maple Leafs 5-3 to even up the series. So, Redbox, who went on a rant on Pat Rush's show, saying Toronto was going to blow the Lightning away. He was wrong. C-Mac, who went on a rant counting that, saying Tampa's going to still win the series and they would win. He was right. Just want to get that out of the way. We had in the West, Wild cruise past the Blues 6-2. They evened that series at 1 game apiece. Curly Kaprizov had a hat trick. And the Oilers show up the Kings 6-0. Oh my goodness. They evened that series up at 1 apiece. Evander Kane, had 2 goals in that one. As for tonight, Rangers and Penguins. My Rangers have game 2 tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern. Pittsburgh's up 1-0. Penguins will be starting Louis Domin in that game, the third-string goalie. Jerry's got the first 2 games, or 2 or 3 games. He's at the beginning of the series, and their backup, Casey Smith, who got hurt in the second overtime triple OT win in game 1, I guess is not good enough to go. So Louis Domin will start game 2 for Pittsburgh. We got Capitals and Panthers. Washington's up 1-0 now at 7:30. 9:30 Predators Avalanche. Colorado's up 1-0. And then Stars and Flames, game 2. Cavalry's up 1-0. Let's talk about some MLB. We had some scores last night, or yesterday. Diamondbacks beat the Marlins 8-7. Cardinals showed the Royals 10-0. Oh my goodness. Padres beat the Guardians 5-4. Tigers beat the Pirates 3-2. Braves beat the Mets 9-2. Astros beat the Mariners 7-2. Raisha, the Athletics, 3-0. Pirates beat the Tigers. I guess they had a doubleheader, but the Pirates took a second one, 7-2. Guardians took a second one with a doubleheader against San Diego, 6-5. Rangers over the Phillies, 2-1. Orioles over the Twins, 9-4. Blue Jays over the Yankees, 2-1. Yankees 11-game win streak is over. Angels over the Red Sox, 10-5. Brewers over the Reds, 18-4. Those Reds are bad. White Sox over the Cubs, 4-3. Rockies over the Nationals, 5-2. And Dodgers over the Giants, 9-1. The Reds are 3-21, and they just lost 18-4 in a baseball game. Wow, that is so bad. I think the second worst 24-game start ever for MLB history for the Reds. They are so bad. They're on pace to be worse than the 1962 Mets, who were in their first ever season, and I think they had like 40 wins last year, 43 wins, something like that. They are a very bad baseball team this year. All right, I want to talk some NFL. We had some news going around. I want to get everyone's thoughts on this. So Ryan Tannehill, he was talking to the media the other day about Malik Willis, the Titans' most recent draft pick, quarterback out of Liberty. Some people thought he was the best quarterback in the draft. A lot of people thought he was a huge steal. A lot of people thought he could have easily went in the first round. He went in the third round to the Tennessee Titans. And obviously it appears he's going to be Ryan Tannehill's heir apparent. So they asked Ryan Tannehill about the draft pick and about whether he's going to mentor him or not. And he kind of said, yeah, pick is what it is, which is kind of understandable. If you're Tannehill, you're a proven starter in this league. You're the starting quarterback for a team that was number one seed in the AFC last year. I can understand you just being like, yeah, it is what it is, basically saying, I wish it didn't happen because now that basically means he's being pushed out. And I believe he's going to be a free agent after the season, so he knows he's on his way out of Tennessee with that pick. But then he just said, I'm happy for him, I guess. That's kind of what he said. But then the next thing he said was what has caused a lot of controversies. It pertained to whether or not he thinks that he is his job or whether or not it's his job to mentor Malik Willis. And Tannehill said, I do not believe it is my job to mentor him. And basically said, if he learns a thing or two along the way, great. I'm not sure what your guys' take is on that. Because on one end of the spectrum, Tannehill's not wrong. Technically, a starting quarterback is not required to mentor a young kid who they bring in through the draft. He's technically not required. His job is to be a leader, to win football games, and make plays, and make the throws that he needs to make. On the other end, one, it's a really bad look for Ryan Tannehill because it's pretty clear what the Titans are doing. They clearly feel that Ryan Tannehill is not a long-term answer, although he's probably a good short-term answer. In 2-3 years down the road, he may not be the best fit for the organization. They saw a kid, Malik Willis, who they like, they think is talented, they think can possibly move into a Super Bowl one day. So they took a chance, took him in the third round. They think it's really good value for him, which is very fair. Probably should have been the first round pick, got him in the third round. And they're going to see if Tannehill can kind of, mentor him and help Willis become the best quarterback he could be. It kind of depends what happened. If Mike Vrabel and John Robinson and the Titans organization went to Ryan Tannehill, whether they were in communication with him or not, while they were drafting him, before they drafted him, after they drafted him, and told them, listen, man, we really value what you've done for the organization. We think you're a really good quarterback. But this year, along with your other responsibilities, we would like you to take this kid, Malik Willis, under your wing and help mentor him as he is going to be the future of the Tennessee Titans organization. But don't worry, you'll be started this year and you'll be our starter going forward. Then yes, that would mean it's Tannehill's job to mentor Malik Willis if the Titans are saying it's part of your role this year. But if the Titans didn't say that and they just kind of, I assume we're in communication with him and just said, hey, we're going to draft this kid, or after we drafted him, it was like, hey, I'm sure you saw the draft page, just want to reiterate that you are a starting quarterback, no questions asked. Then no, technically it's not his responsibility to mentor Malik Willis. That being said, he really should not have come out and said it. That's a very bad look for Ryan Tannehill. This guy's going on the record saying that after that playoff loss to the Bengals in the divisional round last year, put him in a dark place. He seek therapy. So maybe that's part of it. And also, I believe his contract is up after the season, so he maybe was a little pissed off that the Titans were basically indirectly telling them, after the season, you're going to be out, whether you like it or not, no matter what happens, basically. So he may have been a little bit pissed off. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I assume no one does. But I don't think he should have come out and said it either way. It's not a good look for him. It's kind of similar to what happened with the Green Bay Packers. In 2005, they drafted a kid named Aaron Rodgers out of Cal. And they asked Brett Favre, to mentor him. Favre was still a great quarterback, but he was getting a little bit older. Packers saw a talent now in Rodgers that they liked, and they thought, let's draft this kid. He'll sit behind Favre, and Favre can take him under his wing. Favre was like, take him under his wing? You're crazy. I ain't doing that. Screw you. And he did not take him under his wing. It all worked out because Rodgers ended up having a great career, of course. Of course, he's still there, all years later. But Favre did not take him under his wing. That is not something that Brett Favre did. So it's kind of similar to that situation. So it's not the first time where a team's got a veteran quarterback who's been there a long time. He's had a lot of success there. And they drafted a young quarterback, and he hasn't been too happy about it. And the Steelers drafted Mason Rudolph a few years ago in the third round. We thought Mason Rudolph may have had some talent come out of Oklahoma State before we saw that he's not very good when he had to play that 1 year when Ben got hurt. They asked him Roethlisberger, and his response was, I just thought they would do something to help us now, something like that. So he clearly wasn't happy about it. Obviously, Favre wasn't happy about Rodgers getting drafted. I think that Rodgers obviously wasn't too happy about Jordan Love getting drafted. So there's been situations where the incumbent starter has not been happy with the kid who they drafted, being drafted behind him to be their heir apparent. But when you look at these guys like Brett Favre and Ben Roethlisberger and Aaron Rodgers, who were not happy with a kid who was drafted while they were still a very good quarterback in this league, a little bit older, but still had plenty of good years left and probably still had Super Bowl level talent in them. All those three guys are Hall of Fame caliber quarterbacks. Brett Favre is, I would think, one of the top 10 greatest quarterbacks of all time. He's in the Hall of Fame. Ben Roethlisberger just retired. I think he's one of the better quarterbacks to ever play the game. I think he's the first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm not a fan of Ben on a off the field, but he was a great player on the field, and he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, no doubt. Aaron Rodgers, again, I'm not a fan at all, especially with his off-the-field antics. I think he's a bit of a choker in the playoffs, especially the last 2 years. But you cannot deny his talent. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. He may be top 5 or even top 3 when he retires. Maybe not top 3 because he doesn't have a ring. I guess he's top 5 just based on his talent on the field because he's one of the most talented quarterbacks we've ever seen come out of college. Ryan Tannehill is not in the same stratosphere as those 3 guys. I'm saying he's a scrub. I think if you put some good pieces around Ryan Tannehill, he's a good, solid starter who may be able to take you, win a couple playoff games. Maybe if you have a really, really good team around him, you'll have a shot at a Super Bowl. But he really has not done anything to really be in the same category as Favre and Rodgers and Ben when it comes to being pissed off that a young quarterback was drafted behind you. And also, look, Aaron Rodgers was a first-round draft pick. And, with Jordan Love was a first-round draft pick. Mason Rudolph was only a third-round pick, but that one wasn't as extreme. We kind of knew that they would still start for another 2 or 3 years, probably. At least that's what I thought. They took Malik Willis in the third round, first of all, so I don't really think his job is in any danger. Long-term, maybe. Short-term, not so much. Also, Tannehill's the reason they were in at least the AFC Championship last year. They got against the Bengals. The defense played great. They sacked Joe Burrow 8 times. They ran for well over 100 yards. They played a great game. Tannehill threw 3 interceptions. He played terrible that game. He cost them the game. He took responsibility for it. He literally said that he's had to seek therapy because he was in a dark place after that game. He was really depressed after that game. And he's a little ticked off that they drafted Malik Willis. That's because you weren't good enough. His first year and a half as a starter there when he took over from Marcus Mariota in 2019, and then his first full year as a Titan starter, he was money, absolute money. His numbers were similar to Patrick Mahomes in the 18-game stretch in the regular season he was their starter, or 21-game stretch, whatever it was. But last year he was not as good. I thought he was a top 10 quarterback his first year and a half as a starter. Last year he was a much more mediocre quarterback. So he needs to be better, Ryan Tannehill. If he does what he did again without A.J. Brown, the Titans are not going to be nearly as good. He got a little bit lucky that they had a top receiver in A.J. Brown, one of the league's top running backs in Derrick Henry. The run game was able to survive without him when he was injured. You had a really good defense last year, was top 10 scoring defense in the league, a really good coach in Mike Vrabel that really helped him. I'm not saying they carry him. He did have his moments for sure, Ryan Tannehill, but he was not as good. But that being said, without those pieces I just named, the Titans would not be 12-5. They may have still made the playoffs, probably would have, but they probably wouldn't have even won their division because the Colts only finished a game or two behind them. Or actually, they finished 3 games behind them, so maybe they win the division, but I don't think they would have gone even to the divisional round. Obviously, would not have had the first round bye. With A.J. Brown now playing for the Philadelphia Eagles, they're already a worse off team. You could argue the Colts, who choked at the end of the year last year, finished 9-8. You could argue they're a much improved team with going from Carson Wentz to Matt Ryan at the quarterback position, just that one move. So if the Colts are coming down to win 10 or 11 games, Titans, who won 12 last year, are bound to probably be no higher than 10 or 11. Now the division is starting to look like it's in jeopardy. And a lot of it's because of Ryan Tannehill. And there was rumors that they may have to make a quarterback change over the offseason after Ryan Tannehill took a step back to the regular season and had a terrible performance in the divisional round against the Bengals. So that's my thoughts on the Ryan Tannehill situation. There's one more piece of NBA news. We have Dylan Brooks was suspended for a game. We mentioned that with Justin. I want to mention it one more time. Dylan Brooks, Memphis Grizzlies player who had the flagrant 2 against the Warriors in Game 2, will not play Game 3. All right, we got some golf starting up. Wells Fargo Championship is getting underway. We got a couple weeks until the PGA Championship. Should be a really fun event in a couple weeks. See what's going on with the leaderboard. Right now, Joel Dahman is in first place. We're very, very early on. But he is off to a hot start. He is 6 under through 10 holes. A lot of these guys behind him are done. Aaron Rai finished at 5 under, as did Denny McCarthy, Matthew Wolff, and Callum Tarrant. Kyung Hoon Lee, Adam Svensson finished at 4 under par for the first round. About all your other guys. But through 10 holes, Joel Dahman is at 6 under. So he's off to a great start there. We'll see if he can hang on. We got a lot of golf yet still to play in that tournament. That's all I got for you guys today. Did a little short podcast today. Wasn't sure I was going to be able to fit it in, but I was able to squeeze it in. Thank you, Justin, for hopping on the hot seat. Thank you, Pat Rush, for hopping in the chat. Thank you, JG3, for hopping in the chat. I will be back with you guys tomorrow at about 2 o'clock Eastern. Until then, so long, and have a great day.